Hi, it's Dr. Greg Jantz. As a counselor, I must tell you, there is always a struggle when the question comes up, how do I help somebody who's depressed? You may have a loved one who is really struggling and the depression is significant. It could come in many different forms. There is a depression that ultimately a person can become suicidal, and it really truly is disabling. The despondency is deep, and you're at a place of what do I do to help this person? Let's just look at some of the common symptoms of depression. Sadness, fatigue. I have a list here. Withdrawal, loss of interest in normal activities, and we also want to add appetite and perhaps sleep disturbances. Depression is a whole person experience. It will affect at times spiritual beliefs. It'll affect and stretch one's faith. It will affect all of our relationships because everything is clouded when there's depression. You may want to have a positive outlook, but you're struggling and it's not there. We know that addressing depression with another person really has to be done. Gently is the word that came to my mind. And we need to approach with great grace and great empathy. And even to make the observation, I love and care about you. I'm just watching, is everything okay? Or can you tell me about what's going on for you? Or you seem down lately. How can I be of help to you? You see, we're going to start with that affirmative. I care greatly about you. Share your observation and then offer to help. And be careful about too many closed-ended questions like, are you depressed? Well, that's yes or no. They may say no, or they may say yes. But can you tell me about how you're feeling is another way of, I want to gather more information from them. Always provide a safe space, free of judgment. It's easy to want to offer a quick fix. It's easy to want to say, hey, here's what you need to do. Refrain from all that. Depression can create, I made a note here, a lot of shame and guilt. And shame and guilt, they already feel bad, and so they're going to be hypersensitive or hypervigilant to just feeling those feelings of judgment, even if you never intended for that. So we do know that we need to be careful about minimizing as much as over identifying, like, oh, this must be really terrible, and expanding the depression, so to speak. So if you've noticed, this has gone on. We're on our third month. It's a time to intervene and say, look, I'm going to work with you to get the help, to get some options available. I'm going to be with you in this, meaning I'm going to walk through getting you the help. But there's also a point where, as a loved one, we pass the baton to the helper or to the professional. But we always want to come alongside. That doesn't mean that we're going to do everything for them. It doesn't mean we're going to try to fix everything. But coming alongside, they just know we're going to be there for them. We're going to make sure they follow through. There's a point of depression where a person, they're not following through, and you do need to intervene and say, look, this must be really difficult for you, and I am going to work to get some help for you, and I'm going to make sure this happens. So those are just a few suggestions. I got a lot of information in the blog on how to help somebody who is depressed.